everyone, and welcome to the Friday Forum. I'm the president and CEO of TEFL Pros, and it's glad to have you here. Whether you're watching this live or whether you are watching a recording of this, I'm glad that we can be together. So what are we doing here? What is the Friday Forum about? What is this Teachers Garden thing about? This is something that, if you are familiar with TEFL courses, is not really something that a lot of courses have. They might have like a message board or a Facebook group or something like that. However, I do think that because these social media sites have become so saturated with, spammers, scammers, low-paying jobs, just, everyone kind of, grifting for small, various things. The Teachers Garden here is meant to be a kind of a safe space for us where everything kind of goes through a filter and we can have good, honest conversation, philosophical breakdowns of, the TEFL world, the TEFL mentality, things like that. I, of course, making new contacts every single day for good paying jobs around the world, both on site and also via online, because the online market seems to have kind of exploded in the world. However, I think those in the social media groups, like I said, the Facebook groups, the Instagram groups, things like that, I think that those who are the most desperate are often the loudest. It has led to a sense of, maybe a feeling that there are no good teaching jobs out there because the market is oversaturated. I think that's a load of it, because there are great paying jobs out there. There are jobs that will pay you for your time and your skill set. And they are on site and they are also online. They exist. I've worked with them. I have these companies. I have people I do work with and have worked with for the last 10, 11 years that can provide meaningful work. Like I said, online, globally, whether you want to come to the country I'm in the Czech Republic, whether you want to go to Asia. Actually, one of my former colleagues started a language school based in Costa Rica, and that's online, and she's just absolutely crushing it, and she's looking for teachers all the time. So all of these sites, all of these sources will be found in our Teachers Garden for you guys. It is there to help you. We're here to grow as a team, as a unit. We have people who have been in the TEFL ecosystem for the past 10, 15, 20 years, who can offer some insight, especially if you're just getting started. If you just got through the course, if you're kind of just getting started, we've all been there at one point in time. I was at that point when I took my TEFL course, and I didn't know what to make of the world. I didn't know what was up or down or left or right. I did not have a formal education as a teacher. My background, if you saw some of my interviews online, my background, I was a truck driver, no more, no less. And, then I just kind of had this moment of revelation in my life that started with signing up for a TEFL program. And that was my BCAD moment, the before and the after was that TEFL course. So the idea is that now that we have this TEFL course together, that we can now make something worthwhile that has value to you and to us and to the language schools who are looking for actual teachers as well. Because if you come through this program, you have the pedigree that they are looking for. With each of these schools, I have spoken to the owners. I've spoken to the general managers, the directors, whoever we call them, the decision makers in the business world. And they are looking for you guys. They're looking for what you have. So that's the purpose of the Teachers Garden, is first off to help you guys find meaningful work. And, after you've taken your TEFL course, because If you don't have work, then why, what purpose is the course if there isn't work to be done afterwards? That's part one. Part two of the Teacher's Garden is to help us keep on growing and evolving as teachers, because 120 hours is great. It's the market standard, and it's a great course. You took it. You've been through it. But the teaching journey keeps on keeping on. It keeps on moving. After my TEFL course, I was not the strongest of teachers by any stretch. My first class I taught was a high school. And, my legs were jittering together. I couldn't pronounce my students' names. There were all these Czech names with these soft J's and things like that. 10 minutes into the lesson, one of the students, she raised her hand very politely and asked, "Are you a real teacher?" And I said, I have a certificate and the school hired me, therefore I'm a teacher. But that's not supposed to be the high point. The high point is supposed to be this subjective place we are working towards. It wasn't my high point 5 years later. But 5 years later, I was better than I was 5 years earlier. I had more experience. I was able to grow. I was able to learn from what worked and what didn't. I was able to build lesson plans. I was able to keep the ones that I liked, and I was able to discard the ones that didn't really hit too well. It's a journey to grow as a language teacher. And that is something that, we are going to be doing through this Teacher's Garden. Whether, you are having a hard time lesson planning, because I know lesson planning is tricky, especially when you're getting started. It takes time. It's exhausting. You are your own worst enemy when you're lesson planning, because you can see all the faults in it. So we're going to have these symposiums to help you with lesson planning. I have some pretty cool activities and games that are going to help you be able to get your lesson planning time down to like 10, 15 minutes for like a 60-minute lesson. Quick and easy. May not be the best, but it'll be effective. And it'll kind of get you programmed in being able to think and get into lesson planning in such a way. We're going to talk about how to get a job. We're going to talk about the things necessary to go through a job interview. What is a demo lesson? What is, what are the do's and don'ts of an interview as a teacher? What are they even looking for? I said I've had tons of jobs as a TEFL instructor through all sorts of ages and demographics, things like that. And you kind of learn their bounce. So we're going to share that with you, help you guys navigate interviews with a little bit more confidence in it. We are going to help you grow philosophically as a teacher, maybe even help you find who you are as a teacher. A lot of times we don't know who, we are as we've taken the course and we say, well, I can teach, but we don't know who we are, at our best teaching, because different ages, different demographics, different styles all call for a completely different type of teacher. I was talking to one of my colleagues earlier today, and I compared it to a football team. To those of you in America, I am talking about that football, right? I'm talking about, professional American football. But it's like saying all of us are football players, but some of us are quarterbacks, some of us are linebackers, some of us are kickers, some of us are coaches, some of us are, we all have our skill sets. And in doing so, we need to make sure that we find the right avenue for that. I tried teaching all different groups of people. When I was over here in Czech Republic, I was looking for jobs, and I had a very go-get-'em attitude. So I just went to job interviews, got jobs, got hired for jobs, and just kind of said, let's see how it goes. Some of them went, some of them not so much. I was a preschool teacher for exactly 3 weeks. Didn't work out too well. Little preschool kids, they're like little drunk people. I mean, I have my own preschool age child as well. But they're like little drunk people. They get emotional. They get aggressive for no reason. They start crying. They can't walk. They fall over. They bump their heads. Like it was chaos. And on top of that, my singing voice is terrible. So it wasn't for me. I lasted 3 weeks. I tried teaching elementary school. The kids are a little bit better. Not much. Still very hyperactive. Still very energetic. Polite. Reserved. Able to sit down, draw. But it didn't satisfy me. Teacher wise, philosophically wise, I felt like there was something that I was missing. I tried adults. I taught adults for probably 6 years on and off. And they were great. Some were, some weren't. Adults are tricky because they're on the other side of the spectrum. They have expectation. Adults, they sometimes can be a little bit more, snap, now, because they know that they're being able to speak English is the difference between where they are and maybe getting a raise. So they're a lot easier to have discourse with. They're easier to talk to educate. They pick up things a little bit better. But I love teaching them. I have lots of great experiences, but I think that they were, I think my silver medal was working adults. But I almost accidentally got a job teaching at a high school in the Czech Republic. And that was awesome. Especially for what the type of, style I have. I'm very theatrical, and I tend to be very, very off the cuff. I'd like to be knowledgeable and tell stories, and they kind of gravitate towards that because they are witty, they are sarcastic, they want to solve all the world's problems in 5 minutes or less, which makes for great English conversation, and you can toss ideas back and forth. It was very rewarding for me, and I ended up teaching high school for about 11 years, and it was wonderful. Loved it to pieces. So we're going to help you maybe figure that out. Who are you after? Not everyone is meant to teach the same demographic. I mean, I know people say a job's a job, but your group will definitely help you get the most out of your skill set, and we can delve into that in the Teacher's Garden. I'll be posting various podcasts that I do and I am involved in. Just not necessarily just about teaching English, but the idea of business, entrepreneurial spirits, methodologies. We just did one about the concept of perfectionism and how it can actually be a dangerous thing to seek perfection in what you do. And that's kind of what we're trying to get out of this Teacher Garden. And we're going to keep on growing it bit by bit, piece by piece. We're going to start out, right now I have about 200 people in this Teacher Garden. And, hopefully within a month, we'll have, another 100. Maybe a month after that, another 100. And we're just going to keep on growing it, building it. Because as long as you guys are here and you're finding work and you're finding meaningful information, then it's done its purpose. That's the job of the Teacher Garden. So please feel free to interact with me throughout here. Like I said, usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are like my big days of content posting and stuff like that. The last 2 weeks, I've really been working on getting this course kind of refurbished, revamped, and I run a few other businesses as well. So I got what I could up there, but I think this upcoming week the content should be a little bit heavier, with graphics, things like that, and we'll talk about what we're trying to get out of this. If there's something about this course you would like to see, we're growing it for you. So please let me know if there's something in here that you are looking for. If there's a certain skill set you're trying to acquire, we can cater to these things. And of course, the Friday forums are just a free-for-all. You know what I mean? So I'll have an idea. Maybe there'll be something throughout the week. Someone said something, or if there's a thought that's kind of, I've been, itching at, we can talk about that. But in the meantime, this garden is for you guys. And our job is to build it to cater to that. And I think the more people we bring in, from different walks of life, from different parts of the world, who are going to share so many different experiences, I think that is kind of the essence of what makes the TEFL teacher whole. Because to teach English as a foreign language, you need to understand that culture that surrounds those who you teach. And the more you do it, the more people you interact with through the forums here, through various message boards and things like that, the more experience you will gain. People will be able to offer possible positions in their home countries. We have English teachers in here from all over the world. And I think that's great. A global community is definitely something that we need more of. I believe that, the world at large would be better to be able to source from. And I think that's a pretty good mission for us. I think that's a great thing that we'll be able to do. And I'm excited to have you guys along the journey. So please, don't, feel shy about come to the Friday forums. If there's a better time for it, let me know. I mean, I just picked when is kind of the best time for me. I know that we're all in different time zones. But like I said, right now, this Teacher's Garden is very fluid. I have the ideas of what it's going to be offering, but timelines and things like that, come on, bring it on. We'll check it out together. So that's what I'm trying to get at. And that's what I'm trying to, work with you guys on. And I think we'll find some great new things out about ourselves, our communities, our cultures, and how, while through interaction, we can kind of grow ourselves. That's actually why I called it a Teacher's Garden, because we're growing teachers here. We're growing cultured TEFL teachers. And I can't wait to grow with you, because this is growth and development for me as well. It's growth for me, it's growth for my team. No one here claims perfection. No one here claims to be, the guru of all. We just all have grown and experienced, and we are passing that off to those who are still growing, because that's what teaching is. That's what teaching is all about. And so we're just simply teaching the teachers. And I'm really, really excited to be a part of that. And I hope you guys are too. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, a great week ahead. I'll be posting some more content over this weekend for you guys. And I said, we'll be running into each other next Friday. Same time, unless we want to at large do another time. Sorry, maybe I'll post an opinion poll or something like that. We'll see. All right. So either way, once again, my name is Dave Rankin. I'm the new president and CEO of TEFL Pros. Although I've been working with the company for about 2.5 years now. I've been working with Whitney and all them. So it's great to see you. It's great to have you here, and I'm looking forward for all of us to be able to grow together. Thank you guys. Have a great week.